It's the 21st today, so day 21 of training every day with no days off, and I have to say I'm feeling pretty good. One thing I did notice the other day from obviously the squats that I forgot to film um, was that I felt the tightness in my right sort of hip slash groin again. So what I was planning to do today, I was going to plan to train legs today, and it's about 10 o'clock in the evening when I'm filming this and when I'm doing this workout. And look, it's probably about close to midnight when I'm recording this. Was working today, so I started work at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I finished at 9:30 p.m. And look, I planned to do legs, and sort of started doing squatting motions again, just having a feel, and I just noticed this tightness in my hip again. I went, damn. Probably I'm not gonna train legs today. I wasn't planning on training squat, but I feel like if I just do a couple bodyweight squats just to gauge how my legs feel, how my hips and my glutes and my quads and my hamstrings are all interacting together. And it didn't feel good, and I still have a little bit of tightness in my sort of upper hamstring from those RDLs, Romanian deadlifts that I did the other day, so I decided not to go with that. I did a good set of stretching, so I just sort of filmed the first lot that I do, and then I basically repeat this stretching progress a couple times. It's basically the same sort of stretches. I'll just, may not do them in a row, but I'll do them again multiple times, just to get a real workout. My first initial stretch is usually quite short on each movement, so maybe 10 seconds or so for each sort of stretch. And then the next time I'll do it for 20 seconds, and then the time I'll do it after, I'll do it for 30 seconds, and so on. It's sort of that first initial stretch just to start to loosen up everything. But I find, when I do cold stretching like this, and I try and hold a pose for a long time, I'm at risk of cramping or straining the muscle a little bit too early. So I tend to do these shorter stretches followed by slightly longer and longer stretches. So I repeat this sort of session a couple times before I finish. So I just film the first one just so you can have an idea of what I'm doing. So of course, with this hip tightness, did a lot of lower body stretching, a lot on the hips, a lot on the glutes, trying to open everything up. And then went into a little bit of lower back as well, and a few sort of yoga poses and things like that. Just to sort of help round it off. I feel I'm generally good with my upper body mobility. I think I cover a lot of that, and I warm up a lot of that, and I stretch a lot of that before I do back and upper body and chest and shoulders and all that. So I didn't feel like I needed to do any today. Normally it's more of a foam roller that I like to use on my back, just to get all the knots and the kinks out. But so I sort of just went away from that and didn't do much of that today. So failing, probably not, or deciding not to do legs. I trained arms today, and I just did my sort of usual, just find a cable machine and just bang out 3 or 4 exercises on the cable machine at sort of 10 to 15 reps, and then before you finish each exercise, sort of do a drop set at the end. I wanted to feel fatigue in my arms. It's something that I probably do with arms the most. I tend to do it with arms, and chest is more. I like to build fatigue, and I like to build that muscle endurance. And I know some people say, look, arms is just for aesthetics. I know some people say arms are just for aesthetics, but they're just for looks. Not like, I don't necessarily believe in this. Like, of course, who wouldn't love to have big arms, big biceps, big triceps? Girls get the girls, woohoo, all that stuff. But I can understand that if I want to improve my bench press, I need to have strong triceps for that phase. After I've initially pushed up off my chest and I'm looking to lock my arms out, that's when the tricep sort of comes in there and sort of takes over a little bit more from the chest. So I need to make sure that I can train my triceps and I have strong triceps to improve my bench press. Same with sort of my back exercises and my back days. Everything's sort of a pulling motion. So say if you're doing a row or something like that, and maybe 80% of it's your back, but the last sort of 20% that's your biceps working there as well. So I know in order to improve my back strength and my workouts with my back exercises, I need to have those biceps firing and have strong biceps as well. So it's, for me, again, I know I've mentioned it before, but it's just being about a well-rounded sort of having a well-rounded physique and well-rounded athleticism. I don't want to neglect any one thing too long. And look at me here. I'm doing these sort of reverse Nordics. I was especially tight doing this as well. I could normally do this a couple degrees lower, but I'm like, my quads are really tight today, and that's probably a reflection of where my quads and my hips are at. They're probably quite tight. I would say that I didn't do the best job in stretching post my doing squats. I did a long warm up before squatting. So I did the squat and the deadlift, and I think bench press that day. And I just came home and rested. Like, I didn't do a long stretch afterwards or in the evening, and I should probably continue doing that. I know there's a lot of ultra runners and people in the running community that live by stretching for 30 minutes to an hour. Like, if you look at someone like David Goggins, who's like the epitome of an absolute beast, the man stretches for 2 hours every night before he goes to bed. He is that involved in his recovery. Like, he's so invested in his recovery, he'll stretch for 2 hours in the afternoon, in the evening before he goes to bed. And that, I think that on his history, that's built up on a lot of injuries and a lot of tightness, and not recovering yourself properly and just banging out heaps of miles without without providing any sort of maintenance to your legs, and just letting them get beat up. So I think that's probably what I'm doing when I'm doing squats. I think I'm letting my legs get beat up a little bit too much, and I'm not taking the time to maintain them afterwards. Yes, I'm warming them up and I'm stretching them properly before the exercise, but afterwards I probably need to take 30 minutes at home just to go through my stretching routine again and just make sure everything's back locked, opened up. Even, not initially, I don't mind initially, but even 2 hours post, as things start to lock up. And when you finish your gym, and for that hour when you finish the gym, you feel really good, and then as soon as you start to sit down and rest a little bit, you'll notice in that next couple of hours you start getting stiff again. That's probably the period where I think I can identify that I need to do a little bit more stretching. So yeah, look, I back off legs completely and onto the arms. I sort of just found my cable machine and just did a lot of this cable resistance work to reps, and just to really feel the buildup of lactic acid and fatigue in my biceps and my triceps for this muscular endurance. And it was good. Like, it felt really good. I had my tunes pumping this time. I was listening to music, a bit of Bon Jovi and a bit of Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. So I was in the groove. I was feeling really good. This is an hour session tops, and I just sort of banged out all these exercises pretty quick. I didn't have too big a rest in between doing these exercises. You do biceps, 40 seconds, back on your triceps, 40 seconds, back on your biceps, kind of thing. And I like doing these arm workouts like that. I know some people would like to do pull sessions and then push sessions, strictly pull or strictly push, which is fine. Like, I can totally appreciate the benefits of those sessions. But for me, when I train arms, I'm someone who gets impatient at the gym, and I just want to bang out my reps. I just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. I don't like rest. I don't like the rest. I like to keep doing movements. So for me, this is a good way to just keep doing movements. I don't have to sit around waiting for myself to recover too long. Like, say when I'm doing deadlifts, where I have to wait up to 5 minutes before I do my next lift. Whereas this exercise, with arms and stuff like that, I can go bang, 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 really one exercise to the other. How fatigued my biceps are will not affect how fatigued my triceps are, and vice versa. So that's generally the way I like to do it. This isn't probably the completeness of my arm workouts, but this was just a good one for, look, it's 10 o'clock at night, you finished work, you've had a long day, you're going to train every day, you made that promise to yourself. You're going to make yourself accountable. And look, I know you wanted to train legs today, but you're feeling a bit of tightness, a bit of resistance. I don't want to go silly there. I don't want to push an injury and maybe mean I can't squat for longer. So we're going to do a backup. We're going to hit arms, and we're just going to go to reps, and we're going to go to fatigue, and we're going to really hit that fatigue in the arms, which is what I tried to achieve with this session, and it was fantastic. And this training after work and making time for training sort of brings me to another point that I was thinking about today, and it's probably my biggest pet peeve, my biggest hate. And I don't hate a lot of things. I definitely don't hate a lot of people. I think hate's a very strong word, but I hate, and I absolutely hate, when people say they can't. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I wish I could do that. I don't have the discipline, strength, mentality, time to do that. And I just think in my head, I just go bullshit. I go absolute bullshit. And mainly this comes up with exercise when people ask me, what are you doing, what are you doing after work, what do you do before work? I go, I went to the gym, I went for a run. And they go, I wish I could do that. I wish I had the discipline to do that every day. I told someone, look, my resolution this year was to train every day with no days off. They go, oh geez, I wish I could do that, but I get too sore and get too tired and have to take a rest day. And I just look at them and I go, well, when you're sore, wouldn't you just go and train light? Like these theories of people that train every day, they think, like, by no stretch of the imagination are any of these training programs or any of these people preaching this saying you are training hard and smashing yourself every single day. No, they're like, do 3 or 4 times a week. You can smash yourself a couple times a week if you want. And then on the days you're feeling sore and not 100%, train light. All you have to do is train light. And, training light for me as well can be like, a 30-minute session of kettlebells or 40-minute session of kettlebells, where I'm not lifting a lot of weight, but I'm just doing a lot of repetitions and a lot of more compound movements with swings and squats, cleans, all those sort of things. Or if I'm going to do like cardio, I'm going to run on the treadmill for 20 minutes as my light cardio. I'm going to run on the treadmill for 20 minutes and still sort of push 5k or 4.5k. But that's what will fit for me, and it's time effective as well. If you think you have to go to the gym for an hour a day or 2 hours a day to get a really good workout in, I think you're bullshitting yourself. And I think you really don't want to work hard, and you really don't want to, chase any fitness goals or whatever. Because you can get a filthy workout in with a kettlebell and a stretching gun. Like I've showed in other videos, you can get an absolutely filthy workout going with kettlebells and a stretching band. And if you have a dumbbell lying around, even better, you're completed. You don't have a kettlebell, you don't have exercises, bodyweight squats, push-ups, dips. That is what I'll say, burpees as well. Like, you can get a mad workout doing that, like crunches, ab workouts. You can find 50 different ways to train your abs, your upper body and your lower body, just doing bodyweight work. Like, I think it's absolute bullshit that, for one, you think you need a lot of time to get fit, or to even, train and chase fitness. And two, I think it's absolutely bullshit that you think you need a lot of equipment to become fit, or you need to be in the best gyms, or have, personal trainers as well. I think that's, I think personal trainers are great for people that haven't worked out before and are going to the gym and they need that support. I think that's fine. But to use it as an excuse and say I don't have enough money for a gym membership and I don't have enough money for a personal trainer, I think that's bullshit. And it really frustrates me when people say I can't do it. I can't work out because I don't have enough money to go to the gym, or I don't have enough time to go to the gym. I think it's rubbish. You can be at home and you can just do push-ups. You can go home and just do push-ups. You can't do a normal push-up, fine, put your knees on the ground and do half push-ups. You can do dips, you can do crunches, you can do bodyweight squats. Running is free. Like, you can go, you put your shoes on and go run down the street. That's not going to cost you any money. All it's going to take is your time. And look, I ran for 20 minutes. on a light day, and I get more than enough cardio for that workout, I'll count that as working out in a day. I'm gonna run for 20 minutes and I'm gonna try and hit 5k. I know, and like, look, for like a lot of people that don't run, that's ridiculous. You're not gonna hit 5k in 20 minutes, but you can do a couple k. Like, you can work to your level. That's the beautiful thing about exercises. You're only working to the level that you can tolerate and you can handle. You set the limits to how much you want to work, and it comes back to this: I can't. That's, like, I was talking to someone today, and they're like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go sleep after you finish work, right?" I go, No. I'm going to the gym, and I'm gonna work out, and then I'll go home. I'll eat. I'll probably be in bed about 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And they go, "Oh, I wish I could do that, but I go home and all I want to do is eat, and then I'll eat and I'll fall asleep, and I'll feel guilty about not working out." And I look at them and I try and be polite and yeah. But in my head, I'm just thinking bullshit. Like, if you really wanted this, if you really wanted something, you'd work out. Like, look, if someone paid you $100, $1,000, and like, it's $1 million, every time you worked out, you would make time to work out if you had other incentives. So say if someone said, if you work out every day for a week, I'm going to give you a couple $100. Do you not think that most people would find a way to work out every day that week to get that, monetary incentive? Or, if you work out every day for a month, or 2 months, 3 months, or a year, I'll buy you a car. I think if you have the right kind of motivation and discipline, you will do it. But I think it all comes down to the person and what they want out of it, and what they think they'll get out of it. And I don't think it's not up to how much time you have in a day. It's not up to what kind of stresses you have in your life. It's not up to money. And it's not even up to physical limitations to some extent as well. Like, look, there's videos on YouTube of disabled people absolutely killing it. Killing and doing filthy, savage workouts. And, like, mad respect to them. So, look, I think you set your own limitations for yourself. And as soon as you say the word can't, you're right. If you say you can't do it, I believe you. You're right, you can't do it. But if you say you can do it, same thing. If you say you can do it, 100% believe you, you can do it. If you set your mind to it, you can do it. But also, if you exclude it, and you exclude yourself from doing it, and you shut it down with, I can't do it, I believe you. Yeah, you can't do it. You've already said it. You've written yourself off. Why should I believe in you? So I hate that word, and I think if it could be erased from the English language, I'd find that fantastic. Because, look, I have busy days, I have hard days, I have stressful days. I have days where I don't want to do anything, where I don't think I have enough time. And I can still fit it in, and I know I can still fit it in. And previously, before doing this program, when I haven't fitted it in, I felt guilty because I knew I could fit it in. It just makes you feel crap. And the best thing is, once you fit it in, you get that sort of, you get that delayed sort of gratitude that you feel within yourself. You get that good feedback. You've set a goal, you've achieved your goal, you get that little dopamine hit, you feel good about yourself. And once you've done it once, you can do it again. That's the thing about the mind. It'll try and convince you can't do something until you do it, and then once you do it, easy, on to the next thing. So I think it's just like, if you can get over that barrier of thinking you can't do something, and just replace all you have to replace is the T in that word. You just cut it off. Go from I can't to I can. And look, I think if a lot more people started doing that, I think you'd see a lot more people finding more fulfillment and happiness in their life. It doesn't have to be working out. Just use working out as an example. It can be anything. It can be study. It can be changing your career. It can be making more money. It could just be being a better, parent to your kids, or being a better, partner. I think if you remove the I can't or I can't from your vocabulary and just strictly make it I can, or even I will try, I think that will go a long way into improving ourselves, I think, as people. And yeah, that's my thing for today. I don't think I'll say too much more. I felt good. It's a good workout. I'm here at home. I felt good because I worked out after work, even though I was tired. And guess what? I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it the next day, and I'm gonna do it every day for the year. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.